Hello? Hi. I was just thinking about you. Yeah, I was going to give you a call. I'm good. How are you? Just okay? Why? What's going on? Just thinking. Thinking about what? No, no, I'm not busy at all. Absolutely. I mean, sure, I could use some company. You feel like coming over? I'm positive. I'm not doing anything. I'm basically just sitting inside watching the snow. So, why, you want to come over? It's absolutely okay. I'm I'm 100% sure. Yes. Is that you? You're here. Hi. Okay, I guess I can hang up now. Come in. Yeah, I know. It's a little crazy out there, right? Yeah, no, I'm just sitting in here. Come in, warm up, have a seat. So what's going on? Why are you just okay? Okay, ask away. What do you mean? Well, yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, sometimes I have self doubt and those kinds of things. Why? What's going on with you? Well, like how? Like self doubt, like what? Sometimes you just feel like you can't get it done. Okay, more like what? Ah, so you figure you're gonna mess it up or you're gonna fail or whatever. Right. Okay, well, before I go rambling off, do you want me to listen or do you want me to give you my take on it? I mean, I understand what you're saying. You just have this thing where if you're going to do something or you're going to try something new or anything like that, you just figure you're you're destined to fail. You figure you're going to fuck it up or something. Okay, do you want me to listen or do you want me to kind of give you my take on this? All right. Well, here's my take on it. It sounds to me like you're fighting with the bad guy. Yeah, the bad guy. That's what I call it. Okay, you know how, you see that cartoon scenario where you've got like the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other shoulder, and they're both talking to you? Okay, well, to me, I've always kind of looked at it like it's the same thing, but you got the good guy on one shoulder, you got the bad guy on the other shoulder. Now, the good guy is telling you, you got this, you can do it. You've got this under control. You're gonna kill it. The bad guy is the one sitting there going, you're gonna fuck it up. You're gonna fail. Like, who are you trying to kid? You know, you're just gonna screw this up. Don't even bother. Why are you wasting your time? That kind of thing. And I've had more than my share of run-ins with the bad guy. How do I deal with it? Okay, let me tell you a little story. I used to fight with the bad guy. So, just to give you an example, so I would go to work and I would, you know, I know how to do my job. So I would go in and I would do my job, and that's fine. But every time I thought I could do this better, or maybe, I can try to do things this way, which, might work out better, make it faster, more efficient, get more done in a day, this kind of thing. I would have this bad guy, and he'd be there going like, who are you trying to kid? You're going to fuck this up. You should just, stay in your lane, because guaranteed you're going to fuck something up. And I was sitting there, I was like, and that happened with lots of things. I mean, going way back to when I started playing guitar, I would have, when I first started playing guitar, I sucked. And I would have like older people in the room, other guitar players and musicians going, who you trying to kid, man? You're always going to suck. Why don't you give it up? And so that was like the kind of the live version of the bad guy. And then when I went home, I'd be practicing and I'd have this like, who you trying to kid, man? Who you trying to fool? You're never going to be any good. And that carried on for the longest time. And then, like I said, I'd be at work or just any situation, and you'd get the same thing. You'd have this bad guy just setting you up for a fall. Now, this went on for a long time, like years. And then I remember one day I was at work and I really wanted to try something that I thought would be really cool. It would work. And then I've got this bad guy and he's like, you're going to fuck it up. It's never going to work. Who you trying to kid? Stay in your lane, all this kind of stuff. And I got so fed up after dealing with this for so long that I just kind of mentally in my head turned to the bad guy and just went, would you fuck off? Like I'm trying to fucking get shit done here and you're just pissing me off. Now, I don't know what happened, but in my head, because I had pictured this bad guy as this big, huge, monstrous entity that you couldn't fight. And I got so pissed off this one day and I just went, fuck you. I'm tired of your shit. And for just a millisecond, it was like I saw this undefeatable thing kind of raise its eyebrows and go, what? And I thought, bingo, there's a crack in your armor. You are not invincible. You do have a weakness. And that was the first time that I got a handle on it and just went, you can be defeated. You are not invincible. And from that point on, I mean, it was still a battle. It was still like I still had to fight this thing. But every time it happened, I got a little more like, fuck you. I don't believe you. You're full of shit. And what wound up happening is over time, over a long time, I mean, it took a long time, but over time, I started to get the upper hand. And I started to be able to go, fuck you, I don't believe you. You're full of shit. And over time, this massive thing became smaller and smaller and smaller till eventually it got to the point where the tables turned. And it was me going, yes, I can do this. And this stupid bad guy getting smaller and smaller, going, you can't do that. Instead of it being like, you can't do that, it was like, you can't do that. And I'd be like, fuck off. Who the hell are you? Like, piss off. You're getting in my way. So that took a long time, but just picturing it like mentally and kind of looking at it like that, it helped a lot. Now, that being said, there's a big difference between the bad guy and being anxious about, maybe trying something new or just trying a different approach to something. Because, how do I put this? if you're trying something new that you've never done before, there's always this element of, is this going to work? And that's normal. That's like, there have been things I've learned, like there's things that I know how to do, like fixing things, working on cars, working on guitars, working on anything, where the first time I did it, maybe I didn't do it right, or maybe I actually like all out fucked it up. I could have screwed the whole thing up, and then you got to fix what you were trying to fix. That's one thing. That's normal. That's like, okay, you're treading into unknown waters, so you don't know. And then the more you do it, the better you get at it. Like now I can rip a guitar apart, I can rip a car apart, but it took a long time. It took a lot of hands-on just to kind of get a handle on it. That's a different thing altogether. The bad guy is when it's like something that deep inside you can do. You know how to do it. But the bad guy's sitting there going, you're going to fuck it up. You're going to screw it all up. You're going to fuck it. It's just going to fall apart. That is the bad guy. So you have to learn how to fight the bad guy. And one of the ways you can do that is just to trust yourself. And you have to kind of shrink this bad guy down to nothing. And the way you do that is, so you're going to, maybe you're going to try something, or maybe it's something you've done 100 times, but the bad guy's sitting there going, you're going to mess it up. You just kind of have to blindly go, fuck you. I don't believe you. And do it. And then, just every time that voice pops into your head, just go, fuck off. That's all you really got to do is in your head, just go, fuck off. And then do what you're doing. And when you accomplish it, you go, there, I fucking did it. And you get that gratification of like, I did it. Fuck, there it is. And every time that happens, you can look at the bad guy and give him the finger and go, fuck you. I did it. So screw you. And after doing that over, a period of time, when the bad guy shows up and starts going, you can't do it. You can't do it. You can just go, you again, fuck off. Like that's what I do now. Because the bad guy still tries to show up with me. I'll be doing something and the bad guy will be like, you're going to fuck it up. Who are you kidding? And I just go like, what, you again? Like, fuck, get a hobby, man. Like, fuck off. I don't believe you. So over time, I've been able to kind of like mash this thing into nothing, make it, very insignificant. So when the bad guy does show up, I'm just, fuck you. It's you, you're like a joke. It's like a goof at the party who shows up. And when the goof first showed up at the party the very first time, everybody got intimidated. You were like, oh my God, this big bad guy. And then over time, you figured out that the bad guy is a joke. So when the bad guy shows up, you're like, you get fucked, like, fuck you. But that's one of the ways I do it. It does for me. It works for me. But it takes practice. It takes a lot of practice. You have to keep doing it, and you have to keep believing in yourself, because ultimately, like I said, you know what to do. Even if it's something you never did before, you have to accept the fact that you might not nail it the first time, and that's okay, because that's how you learn to do things. You give it a go. Maybe you got it. Maybe you nailed it the first time, or maybe you didn't quite get it right, but in learning from the way you did it, you go, okay, shit, I almost got it. Next time, if I do this, that's going to be better. And then you get better and better and better. And then before you know it, bam, you got it down and you did it yourself. And, if you need to ask somebody for help or advice or anything like that, well, that's perfect. I mean, all the stuff that I know how to do on my car, people showed me. I would ask questions, or somebody would say, okay, here, you do it like this. A good buddy of mine who really knows a shit ton about cars, he would get me to do it. So he would sit there and he'd go, you need this wrench, you need this, loosen this, take this off, da 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 da. And he would walk me through it, but I would be the one doing it. And that was really cool because I didn't really have the ability to have the bad guy there because I was so busy paying attention to what he was showing me. And then you do it. You finish it, you go, fuck, I did it. And next time you try it solo. And there's been times where I've done stuff solo on my car, and you kind of get to this point where you're like, I'm not really sure what to do next. Well, you give them a call. Hey man, I'm here. I'm at this point, da 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 da. Meanwhile, the bad guy's sitting there going like, see, you fucked it up. Now you broke it, it's fucked. And, I have to kind of go like you again, like piss off. Call my buddy. Okay, no problem. You got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do this. Done. When it's finished, I sit back and I go, fucking there. I did it. So there's numerous ways to chip away at this bad guy, but I will make you a deal. Every time the bad guy shows up, I want you to blindly, if you have to, without faith, look at the bad guy and go, fuck you, I don't believe you. Because the first time you do it, maybe you don't believe it. Maybe you don't believe that, what you're saying to the bad guy. But I can guarantee you that the more you do it, the more you will see, as I said, cracks in the armor, and you will be able to defeat this thing in your head. One more thing. If you need to, give me a call. Okay, when the bad guy shows up and starts telling you you can't do this and you can't do that and you can't blah, 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 give me a call. And I will be on the other end of the phone going, put the bad guy on. And we can play a game where I pretend to talk to the bad guy. I go, hey, you, fuck off. You're full of shit. Or, I'll try to talk you through it. Well, you got it. I mean, if that's what you want or that's what you need, then you absolutely have it. You can just give me a call and I will do my best to kick this thing out of your thoughts. Because that's what it is. It's thoughts. It's not real. It's just your thinking can go one way or the other. Either you can go like, I've got this and I'm going to do it, or, oh man, I'm going to screw it up. Or I can't do this. It's just two ways of thinking. So if you can kind of steer it the other way where you can do it, then you're already up. You're already like way ahead of the game. Well, I hope it made sense in a way. It was a whole lot of rambling, so I'm sorry about that. But, that's the way that I pretty much deal with it. And I've had to learn that over years, but it definitely works and it definitely helps. And it also helps if you got somebody who you can talk to about it. So I'm very happy that you gave me a call and you came over and talked about it with me. Well, good. If you already feel better about it, then you're already a couple of points up and you're ready to take this goof on, right? So that's absolutely correct. You can do it. You can do it. Just, as the slogan says, just do it. What's the worst that could happen? If you don't get it right the first time, you're going to get it right the next time or the time after that. And then once you do, you've got it. Then that's one off the list. You know how to do this now. Shit, I do that with everything. Drywalling, painting, fixing cars, fixing guitars, fixing this, fixing that. I didn't know what I was doing when I started, but you do it, maybe you get it right, or you do it and you don't quite get it right. So then you figure out how to get it right, and then you've got it under your belt. And next thing you know, you're on the go. You're very welcome. I mean, it was a whole lot of rambling, but I hope it helped. Okay, well, good. So I'll tell you what. We'll put that to rest for now. I think you got the tools. I think you got the goods to do this. You can defeat the bad guy. But in the meantime, why don't you give your brain a break, and we'll just kind of like get away from this for a bit. And I am going to make you a hot chocolate while we sit and watch this insane snowstorm. Sound like a plan? What's that? Absolutely. We can have a hot chocolate. We'll sit here. And if you have anything else you want to bounce off me, then by all means. I'm all ears. I'm all yours. And I will give you whatever insightful information I can that I have in my head. All right. Well, then there's one last question to ask. Marshmallows or no marshmallows? Okay, you got it. Okay, I'm going to go put the kettle on, all right? Okay. You were very welcome. Anytime.